I don't know what you were expecting, but as a sword, I'm pretty one-dimensional in what I want.
I'll watch your back.
Welcome back, folks, to Let's Play Baldur's Gate 2, the Enhanced Edition, The Shadows of Arm. And when last we left off, no, your eyes aren't deceiving you, we're back here by the Cult of the Unseeing Eyes headquarters. Why? Because despite what the people of Helm told us, they're not actually going to be quick at cleaning out this place at all. And there's a very interesting piece of dialogue that I've been told occurs if you come back here after you've killed the Eye Tyrant that led the cult. So let us go and see how Gaal is coping, eh?
Come back! The Unseeing Eye has been killed, but not all is lost!
Let us avenge him and make his visions become a reality! Come back, you fools! Clearly, Gaal doesn't have everything under control. His cult is disintegrating right around him. You, Terry, you have sinned against the universe itself! We shall destroy you! Your weakness is betrayed by the quiver in your voice, Rivel. Your precious Eye Tyrant is so much dust, and you shall join him before the hour is through. We're going to have a combat with Gaal and all 4 of his elite bodyguards, but not these 2. These 2 have had enough and they're going to leave, which makes sense. The cult has no reason to be anymore.
What would you have?
Now we're going to have Dawn attack this one, and we're going to have you, double check, attack this one. Corgan is a bit far behind, you're going to attack this one, and Edwina is going to fire off a magic missile against this one, because I do believe this one is armed with a ranged weapon, the Elite Guard Captain. Gaal is going to be a bit tricky to take care of, because Gaal has some pretty nice spells, like Haste for instance, and the ability to turn invisible. We shouldn't have too much difficulty dealing with the Elite Guards, it's really Gaal that's going to be the problem. Now, we need to get a few more magic missiles off. The Robe of Vecna is really good at getting this spell off, and all spells off really quickly. Now, you're already running, which is fantastic, because you can now change your focus to Gaal. And one set of magic missiles there, and we're not doing too badly. You're going to attack. Why don't you finish off that one? While we get a few... Ooh, that was quite a spell there, but fortunately, it hit some of his own. So Gaal really didn't help himself there. There really aren't that many people left to defend him. Case in point, he's using a mirror image. Notice that there are lots of mage spells going on here. No divine spells. For being a priest of the cult, he has no divine casting. And that should be the end of you. And soon the end of everyone else. Need a few hits here, you're gone. And soon you'll be gone as well. A few more hits, you're getting, yep, and you're gone. It's just you left now. 1 Elite Guard versus, and that's it. Everyone is gone. I don't think we'll find anybody in here that's going to fight us anymore. So let's get all the loot. And there is quite a bit of loot. There's this plate mail, this magic set of braces, this scroll of charm person, this heavy crossbow, and this girdle, as well as some more plate mail, and a gem. That's not bad for loot here. Is there anyone else here that's going to try and pick a fight with us? I highly doubt it, but we'll have a quick look just in case. There's that person's had enough, that makes sense. Anyone over here? There's that person, and they're also gone. What about this person here? Yep, everyone is leaving. They've all had enough. Let's get Hexat over here to check if there are any traps on this. There might be traps. There are quite a few things that we can loot. Things that I never really checked before. I never really went up to this part of the headquarters. Alright, Hexat. Are there any traps either on the chest or the table? There could very well be a trap on that table, but it seems like there isn't. This is locked, though. In here, a small amount of gold, a few gems, and a single scroll. I think it's time for you to dump a few of these into here, just to give us a little bit more room. There we go. As for the table, ooh, that's quite a bit of loot. Good thing I did check. What about over here? There's something that we can check. There are quite a lot of places that we can check. I really should have been more observant when I was first here. To be fair, I was trying to be a little bit clandestine when I was first here. Now that the cult is no more, we can explore at our leisure. Nothing? Nothing. Marvellous. This is unlocked, and this will also be unlocked. And it's a little bit more experience. A tiny amount, but every little bit helps. We have 1 Scroll of Cloud Kill, and we're going to have to make some room. So we'll dump these things into here, and we'll dump this into here, and that into there as well. Why not?
Very well.
Let's grab, we already got that, and... ooh, those look like arrows. Not bad.
What would you like?
What about over here? There's here, and there looks to be a place there as well. Definitely worth having a look, as everybody here leaves. I don't think they're going to be able to regain their sight anytime soon, but at least they're free from the clutches of the cult, which is a good thing. No traps? No traps. Marvellous. In here, even more magical projectiles. That's really useful. And we'll check here. I believe this is the last place that we can check that isn't Gaal's room. Gaal's room is very likely to have some really good stuff. And there's just 1 treasure chest in here. You may think, well, there haven't been traps on any of the others, why check this one? Always check for traps. It's a tiny bit of time that can save you a lot of healing, and potentially bringing someone back from the dead. There are traps that are that nasty in D&D. Ooh, look at these. That there is Cone of Cold and Animate Dead. Both really good spells. Let's leave and get to here now. Here is Gaal's quarters, and Gaal's quarters are probably going to have at least 1 trap in them. Let's check.
Impressive.
Anything? We have this table, and we have this here. So far, nothing. This is locked. Not anymore. Nearly 1,000 gold right there. Definitely worth going to check this out. Definitely. What about in here? More ammunition.
Yes, of course.
Definitely worth coming back. If only for those items that we got from the people guarding here. Let's get you to pick up the final things, as our inventory is really full. There we go. And we might as well spend a tiny bit of time identifying what we have before we head back to the city gates of Athkatla. We have this item here, which looks like a pretty nifty heavy crossbow. Let's find out what it is. The Guide +2. Heavy crossbow of accuracy. A favoured siege weapon of King Shastir Longive. Crossbows of this type were designed for the systematic removal of defensive forces thought safe behind the battlements of castles. Scant few of these weapons survive to this day, mainly due to the eventual annihilation of the king's forces by a coalition of subjugated lands. It does +2 damage, but it has a THAC0 of +5. This is a ranged weapon for Dawn. He has 2 points in crossbow as opposed to only 1 point with bows. He's much better suited with that, and we'll give him all of this crossbow ammunition that we've been accumulating, including these bolts of lightning. Bolts of lightning will certainly be handy. There we go. Now you're armed with a slightly better ranged weapon for you. What else do we have? We also have this girdle, the Girdle of Fortitude. This girdle greatly increases the wearer's constitution. King Violus used it when leading an expedition against marsh trolls. He'd been severely sickened the past winter, and was no longer the healthy man he once was. The belt gave extra years to his life, and inspired his men to renew their confidence in their king once more. Once per day for 8 hours, you can make the wearer's constitution 18. I know who's going to be using that, and that's Viconia. Finally, we have these here, which I imagine Edwina can identify. Braces of armour, 7. Not really that useful. In fact, we have loads of ammunition that Edwina can likely just identify. There we go. And more crossbow bolts. And some sling bullets. Always useful to get all of these figured out. Bolts of biting, very useful. Arrows of ice, arrows +1. Arrows of piercing. +6 piercing damage. Save versus death for none. Darts +1, and darts of wounding, and bullets +1. All very useful to have. We'll just put them there. As for the rest of it, we could pass over these bolts, but apart from that, I think we're pretty much done here. I'll sort out my inventory, get Edwina to learn any spells that she may be able to learn, and we'll be back at the city gates of Athkatla before you know it.
Death awaits you, but not I.
You really should reconsider. You know it's in your best interests. I have told you, but I have no interest in betraying my guild. I do not believe your lies. I have heard the stories. Mere stories told to frighten you into staying with a dying organization. Why would they fear competition? Because they are weak. No, we have lost some members, but I have heard that many do not go willingly. Nonsense. They are as free in their wills as you are now. As you are now.
I am the predator that lives amongst you.
As you are now. There, isn't that better? Whom do you follow now? Shh, yes, I know. I see you lurking over there. I think it would be best if you moved on. No need in you losing your life over something as simple as this. Ah, but I know of you. This is your end if you fail the choosing when the time comes. Ours shall be the stronger guild, and you shall serve it well. Remember. And that was an event that can occur when you travelled here at night. It seems like the vampires are being very underhanded when it comes to the war against the Shadow Thieves. If we don't intervene, there's a good chance that the Shadow Thieves will lose just because they're losing all their members to being dominated by vampires. There's only one person guarding the gate at night. You'd think that more people would guard it, but no, only one. We've done pretty much all we want to do here for now, so let us leave, and forget that there's a lich in there. We'll be back there at some point. There are a few places that we can go to. We can go to where Nalia wanted us to head to, D'Arni's Hold, and it will take 8 hours to get there. It's 20 hours for the Watcher's Keep, Trade Meet, or the Umar Hills, and it's a whole day of travel for the Wild Forest or the Wind Spear Hills. There is a temptation to go to here first, but I'm actually going to travel to Trade Meet to begin with, because there are a couple of things that we can do there, whereas there's only really one thing that we can do here. We can potentially get ambushed while we're travelling around here, but what's the worst it will encounter? A few bears? How about an entire adventuring party of bandits that are trying to waylay us? There's one bandit here and one bandit here that both look like rogue types. There's a warrior type here. There's a cleric of some sort, and there is a magician. We don't have anything to fear really from these because we are substantially well equipped and high enough level that we should potentially be able to take out this magician with one volley of magic missiles. You're going to attack here, 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 and let's see how quickly this group of bandits start regretting their decision. Well, that's the end of the wizard, confirming my point that we're pretty well equipped, and that's the end of that person as well. There are now only 3 of them, and soon there'll be even less than that. One hit and you're gone. That person is also gone. There are only 2 people left, and there's only 1 person left. There are no people left. That was really quick. A little bit slower than I thought it would go, and we didn't get that much for it. About 160 gold and a few spell scrolls. All the scrolls we already know. But hey, a tiny bit of experience and a little bit of gold, definitely worth it. I think it's a good idea to have you heal yourself a little bit. Edwina should be okay with those 2 points of damage. There we go. And with that done, we'll carry on travelling. We got about halfway. Notice that we're 10 hours closer to here, but 10 hours further away from here. Let's go. We should get there pretty quickly. We are here, and it is night. And they weren't kidding about animals attacking the town. Here's a wild tiger, a huge spider, and a dire wolf.
What is it
Let's
now?
deal with that dire wolf first, because if we don't, there's a good chance that that militia soldier will be killed. We'll have you attack here, you attack here, and we will have Korgan attack here. There we go. And you are distracted, which is brilliant. Let's have you dealt with quickly, because look at all the damage that the militia soldier took there. A lot of damage. And you're heading over here. Hello.
Good day to you.
Hold. Trade meet is not a safe area for visitors at the moment. Unless you have business, strangers, I suggest you return whence you came. I do have business. I've been told about these animal attacks and have been asked to help. Help would be a welcome relief at this point, though I am unsure what you can do to assist us. We fight against the revolt of nature herself in this place. But if you are serious, go ahead and enter the town. Seek out the home of the High Merchant, Lord Logan Caprith. He can tell you more than I. But beware, strangers. The townsfolk are suspicious of outsiders. They blame druids for their miseries and see strangers as druid servants and spies. I myself am reserving judgment on that point, but I will take any help that we can get. I welcome you to trade meet, for what it's worth. This is a very well prepared militia. They even have a militia wizard on hand, and much like the districts of Athkatla, we have the entire map to look at. Here's the Daojin tent, we have Viatri's pub, the Luxoral estate, Fenton home, the trade meet crypt, a smithy, Tyrus's home, Alibakar estate, the Temple of Joaquin, the mayor's house, trade meet market, and the southwest gate. We'll be exploring everything, starting with, perhaps, the mayor's office. We'll go to these tents at a later time. I believe the quests in Trade Meet will bring us to them eventually. There's not going to be many people walking around. I don't think there are too many random events that can occur in Trade Meet. You know, in Athkatla, I think in the Bridge District, you can get accosted by a mugger. You'd really think that the mugger would look at this fully armed and equipped adventuring party and think, you know what, they may not be a soft mark. But no, he thinks that he can take you. It doesn't really work out. Let us save and enter into this place. There's a guard by the door, Lord Logan's guard, and there is Guildmistress Busia. Let us talk to the Guildmistress and see what's going on within Trade Meet.
You are a stranger to this town, are you not? I'm surprised you are allowed to come within the walls. You will find yourself unwelcome here.
At least she's blunt in that warning. And indeed, if you come to Trade Meet to take advantage of our excellent markets, then you have come in vain. Between the druids and other problems, there is nothing to purchase here. What other problems are you referring to? It is nothing you need concern yourself with, stranger. It is enough to say that our town is in danger of collapsing. There is nothing here for you to purchase. Nothing to purchase? You mean people won't sell to me? No, I mean there is nothing for you to buy. At least, not from the merchants and peddlers who have traditionally sold things here in Trade Meet. If you are truly desperate, you can go to the Daojin that have set up their tents outside of the main gates. Their prices are exorbitant, but they own everything there is to sell. The caravans will not come here because of the danger, and the few that have come only do so at the behest of the vast amounts of gold that the Dao seem to have flowing from their pockets. Is there nothing you can do about these Dao? Unless these animal attacks are stopped, there is no point. If you are truly serious about helping, come and talk to me once that business is ended. Just who are you, anyway? My name is Busia, and I'm the mistress of the Merchant Guild in Trade Meet. Once we promoted fair and honest trade, but of late my title is rather meaningless. I'll be on my way. As you wish, stranger. We need to go and talk to the leader of the town, and hopefully you'll let us in. And you will. Marvellous. Hello. How are you, High Merchant Logan Caprith? Are you well? We're going to get the rest of the party in, just in case they have anything to say as we talk to the High Merchant. Hello.
Whatever you desire.
Hail, I welcome you to trade meet.
I trust you will not earn the worried stares you have received so far. We have had a troubled season, and strangers of indeterminate nature are a potential threat until they prove otherwise. I am Lord Logan Caprith, High Merchant. You seem more a fighting man. How did you come by the title of High Merchant? I spent much of my career in the military, but other duties called me here. My family was influential, and it fell to them to provide a mare for trade meet. Perhaps finances are not my best skill, but the guard has benefited from my discipline, and I have improved security. There is only so much that can be done, however.
Trade meet has been here for generations, but now we are harassed from the strangest of sources.
It has been a very difficult time for the local merchants. The very land is against us. Animals attack, and even the foliage strangles. It began subtly, but now we suspect a dark mind behind it. Until recently, we did not know where to place blame, but now the people have found a target. The last group attacked saw several figures directing the chaos. Druids, belonging to a group that has long been peaceful. The people apparently captured one. Had I not locked him up, they would have quartered him in the street. It seems fairly cut and dry, but nothing is quite as it seems, especially in this quest line. So am I to help question Miss Druid? Or would you have me hunt his fellows? Something like that, though it is more complicated. He is not guilty, of that I am sure. He says he has been sent to investigate his fellow druids. Many of our citizens have already made up their minds on the matter, however, and he remains behind bars if only to avoid a public burning.
What I would have you do is escort him to his task, or see to it yourselves, whichever you prefer.
I would seem to be collaborating if my men or I were to help him, and alone he may not make it out of town. Will you help? We have quite a few options here, but we're going to ask about the most important thing. Money. I need to gather a large amount of coin to rescue a friend being held by the cowled wizards, so I would like a reward. We are a merchant town. If the attacks are stopped, it will be a return to business and profits. Many other merchants would be grateful if such were to happen. That will suffice for now. I will speak with this druid. Fair enough. You may pass and speak with him. He may also leave under promise of your care. Good luck. We could have pushed for a reward now, but we haven't actually done anything right now. So getting something up front would likely just anger the High Merchant. And when we come back, folks, we have a quest to do. We have to look in to these attacks and see if the druids actually are involved. We're going to need to go to the prison and talk to the person that they have behind bars. And it seems like we pushed this person all the way from the side by the door to here. You just keep guarding there. I'm sure it's just as good as guarding right there, eh? Exactly. And so, I'll catch you next time, folks, and I'll see you then. Later. Look, more quests, everyone! Who didn't see that coming? I imagine you all saw that coming. It is that kind of game after all. Later.